Hey folks, it's Cement once again, and welcome back to another review. And this time, I must admit, the first time I saw this, I didn't think much of it, but watching it again, and maybe because I've seen now so many fucking shitty direct-to-video Steven Seagal films, maybe my mind's been numbed or something. A film I actually liked, Pistol Whipped, directed by the same guy that did Hard Target 2. And like the 12 Rounds 2 and Marine 2 and a bunch of other fucking movies with 2 in it, and Roel Reiné, Roel Reiné, how the fuck do you say his name? So yeah, Urban Justice, I liked that film, which came out before this, and I liked Pistol Whipped. Surprise shit on me. So of the literally, okay, how many from The Foreigner till now, how many have I reviewed? I'm curious of something. The Foreigner, Out for a Kill, Billy the Beast, Out of Reach, Into the Sun, Submerged, Today You Die, Black Dawn, Mercenary for Justice, Shadow Man, Attack Force, Flight of Fury, Urban Justice, and Pistol Whipped. So other than Into the Sun, which I thought was alright, the 13th and 14th direct-to-video film of his, well, more if you count before that the Patriot and Ticker, which I hated those as well. Finally, two decent ones back to back. Urban Justice and this one. Urban Justice, I think, is his best direct-to-video film, because Urban Justice is just Seagal, fun, just beating the shit out of everyone in the hood. I just wish you cast someone else other than Eddie Griffin, and the picture wasn't so fucking dark that I feel like I'm going blind. But other than that, I like Urban Justice. Tonight's gonna be murder. See, after I got done with that review and shaved, then I remembered the fucking song at the end of Urban Justice. But getting into this, Pistol Whipped. The reason I liked it was because Seagal was trying to do a little bit of a different character where he's a drunk and he's divorced, he's off the force, and he's gambling, he keeps losing at gambling, and he wants to have a friendship with his daughter, and his wife is not a total bitch, but his wife's married to an asshole, as we find out. But like Seagal's playing a little bit of different character, where not many Seagal characters where he's drunk, divorced, and you know, even the preacher is saying you're not a good man, and I'm not. I hesitated because I'm not making out to be, oh, it's a fantastic performance. Like Weight of Death, Van Damme, and Until Death with Van Damme, JCVD. Those are great performances. This, Seagal he does all right with his performance, but I'm not saying it's, oh my god, it's a new form of Seagal I've never seen before. It's after so many fucking films I've been watching his direct-to-video stuff, it's nice that his character's a little bit more to it. And it's Seagal doing his own fucking voice throughout the entire movie. There's no dubbing where it's another fucking person doing his voice. The fight scenes are actually fairly decent for a direct-to-video film like Urban Justice. Again, both do not compare to his theatrical movies of The Dormer Man, Above the Law, Out for Justice, his golden era. But his direct-to-video stuff, the fight scenes are actually fairly decent for, again, a direct-to-video film. I understand what's going on in the fight scenes. Doesn't look like he has a fucking fight double, which I appreciate. There's some fun lines of dialogue from Seagal. Lance Henriksen makes an appearance. He's only in the film maybe a total of 5-6 minutes sprinkled throughout, but I like Lance Henriksen, so he's always welcomed. The rest of the acting isn't too bad. The plot was a little bit interesting. kept me involved, and it's definitely the best film this director has ever done. And yeah, I would rather watch this than Hard Target 2 because this doesn't need to be. Just, fuck Hard Target 2. That's why. I ranted on that. I told why. Because Hard Target is one of my favorite fucking films of all time, and it didn't need a sequel without Van Damme. There's other reasons. I did that fucking review already. But this one, again, I like sort of the setup for Seagal's character. He's gambling. He puts some cards, suck on that. He loses though. There's one scene where he comes out and a guy follows him. Some people try to fuck with him. He does a little disarm of a gun and shoots a card coming at them. And I like Seagal's. I do like Seagal's performance. Again, I just didn't want to make it sound like I was saying he was never seen him like this before. I could say with Van Damme Wake of I already did Van Damme's reviews. I already praised those movies. If you want to watch them, I have a Van Damme movie review playlist on my channel. But getting back to this, I like some of the lines he has, like "Hey motherfucker, what you want, man?" And there's a messenger for him that's taking to see Lance Henriksen, and pretty much Lance Henriksen says we are a group that we take care of scumbags, and you have a debt, and we can pay off that money you owe if you do this stuff for us. We'll give you some money, and here's a picture, and it is a scumbag, a bad guy. You take care of him with your skills. Slowly ease you out of your hole that you're living in, and this has sort of become almost as if a hitman, really. So it all becoming a hitman. That's really what it is. And there's one scene where his daughter's supposed to see him that day, and there's this messenger guy named Blue who makes him lose that day, and he gets pissed off and quick disarms the messenger and punching and kicking him. And it's like, you're confusing me for somebody who gives a shit. And he says it because he gets the guy, and the guy says, well, if you do this, and Lance Henriksen say, blah, 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 and Seagal's like, you're confusing me with someone who gives a shit. See, I do like Seagal's dialogue in this. So he has to work to get the out of the hole he's in, money-wise. And he has to kill this one guy. Um, the daughter isn't annoying. She's a decent little actress. And you have this one moment where he's hanging out with his daughter in this, I guess, the zoo. I'm not sure if they were fish. For some reason, I thought they were sharks. I'm not sure what they are, but glass, water, some fish or sharks. For some reason, I couldn't tell. So a little bit of bonding with each other again. He meets and picks up this woman, takes her back, and has this fun little dialogue where she's like, "Oh, you're a cook, huh?" Yeah, yeah, I'm a good cook. Actually, no, I don't cook. Any man can fry a fucking egg. Um, and this is some dialogue that made me laugh because it was bizarre. Where she's talking about how I don't know, I forgot how the conversation started, but it led to Seagal saying, "I would probably like you less if you had a dick, especially if it was bigger than mine." And then she goes, "Oh, I don't think that's possible." I don't know. This is dialogue. I mean, I don't think it was meant to make me. I guess it was meant to be funny, because even they're laughing at it. But I will admit, it made me chuckle. It's kind of more bizarre than funny, but it still made me chuckle. But yeah, the guy has to kills a total asshole. He's verbally abusive to a waitress, and Seagal comes in and says, you should apologize to her. And he's like, yeah, I'll apologize when I pull my dick out and come. I'll wipe I'll wipe my cock on her drapes or like something vulgar like that. And Seagal just takes a knife and fucks these people up, knife to an eye, knife to a guy's hand, takes a gun, shoots two guys. And then the guy he's supposed to kill says, "Oh, I have your money. I get you money in this." You don't want me, do you? Unfortunately, yes, I do. And shoots him right in the head. And then he gets another target. And he can't be with his daughter again that day. And yeah, this one scene where these two guys are sent to Seagal's car and he disarms them, takes them down, punches them. I think it's pretty much this scene here. And the fight scenes, they're shot competently. Again, nothing like his Under Siege days, Above the Law days, but for direct-to-video, competently shot. I understood what was going on, Lily Seagal doing it. I like this little bit that he does where he puts all these matches like individually in order to test his aim with a gun. And then he keeps shooting. Some he breaks in half. Some he lights the tip of the matches. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. That does seem like something I would have seen in Above the Law, or not, one more like Hard to Kill or something. I think I like that little thing. Another line I enjoyed was someone's giving him some lip, and he says, "If I want any lip out of you, I'll rip it off your fucking face." I like that. Um, and then these next people he has to kill, he goes amongst them playing a game. And he's like, "Can I sit down?" He's about ready to, and he just punches one. The table just flipped up, and I like this one shot where he just totally royally fucks this guy up with moves. Where he's like pushing this guy to the corner, doing the and it's a wide shot, like above wide shot is to go like one way, then another is to go doing and the guy's like right back to the corner, like getting really fucked up. And that leads him to he had to take care of those guys to get to another guy who's supposed to kill, and this woman's fucking him, and he tells the girl to leave and has to shoot the guy who's another scumbag. Yeah, a little bit of dialogue with his ex-wife. And Seagal talks about how he was never good with marriage and he's even worse with divorce. And he comes to realize that his buddy, who's the stepdad, who's married to his ex, he's actually a dirty cop. And the dirty cop actually knifes this priest in the neck. And that that the stepdad is actually uses Seagal to find Lance Henriksen and his group and kill them. There's one moment where this dirty cop, Seagal is still unsure if he's dirty yet, but he tells this other guy to arrest Seagal, and this other guy keeps talking shit. And Seagal says, and then while he's in handcuffs, he goes, "You don't want to take these off because you know if you do, I kick the fuck out of you." See, I like some of the dialogue he has, and I'm glad that's totally his voice began the end. I know that sounds desperate, that I have to be thankful for that, but it is. And the story was fairly interesting because his character was a bit flawed, which is not usual for Seagal, and it was competently made. Fight scenes were alright in entertainment value. Some fun lines of dialogue. Moved at a decent enough pace. Didn't get too bored with it. He gets let out of jail. Granted, right when he gets out of jail, he pulls out a gun while these guys are coming at him. I don't know where the fuck he got the gun because he just came out of jail. Did it? Did he hide it up his ass? I don't know where he pulled, but he pulls his gun out, and him and the other guys, his friend, but not really his friend, Blue, uh, shoot at this car, and Blue sort of helps them get out of there. And it leads to the finale where it's this funeral. I think it's the funeral of the priest. I could be wrong. But his lady friend, who he slept with earlier, she's actually working with Lance Henriksen's group, and she actually likes Seagal. And so she gets like a sniper rifle, is going to help Seagal out there. The stepdad is there, but the stepdad's brought Seagal's daughter, and I like when Seagal goes, "Oh, you motherfucker." When he finds out the stepdad brought his daughter there, you get a little bit of shootout. All right, shootout, nothing to run home about, but it was all right. He shoots the dirty cop, and he asks, "You want to be cremated or buried?" And then puts his body in the vehicle, makes it blow up, and he's like, "You cremated now, motherfucker." Gets his daughter, and he's spending more time with his daughter, becoming a better dad and less of a drunk, and but he still has to work with Lance Henriksen on jobs to take out more scumbags. And you know what? If more movies were like this of Seagal, I would not be ranting so much because I'd be going, yeah, they're not up to par with his Fire Down Below, Glimmer Man, Out for Justice, March for Death days, Under Siege 1 and 2 days. But for direct-to-video films, competently shot, decent pace, some fun lines from dialogue from Seagal, competently shot fight scenes that, again, not up to par with his earlier stuff, but competent, all right. Doing his own fucking voice, not having fucking fight doubles, not having fucking dubbing, narration, ADR of someone else's voice. That's not his. I don't know why it's so fucking hard. Well, I know why, because Seagal's fucking lazy. Apparently, for some reason, I guess Seagal said, "Okay, I'll do it for this and never again." I don't know what this director did with Seagal. Maybe he sucked Seagal's dick, and Seagal said, "Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good night," and decided to be a good boy for this movie and Urban Justice. I don't know. I know in the interview for Urban Justice, the director said Seagal didn't come in for ADR. They had to mess. They had to mess with it in post production to use his own voice and take the time with it. So Seagal's laziness, but yeah, I will say Pistol Whipped. That's why this and Urban Justice honestly are sort of the shorter of the Seagal. Well, 17 minutes isn't that short, but usually my rants are like 25 minutes or 30 minutes or such because I have more to yell about. Here it's Urban Justice. Those are pretty decent films. They're pretty decent flicks. The only little problems I have, maybe a few more fights, a few more bits of action. Maybe a few maybe during that fight in the funeral, insert some hand-to-hand fights along with the shootouts. Get some more hand-to-hand fighting in there. But yeah, this and Urban Justice, fairly decent. Which is weird. I know I had more complaints about Urban Justice, the Eddie Griffin being miscast, being too dark. But yet I have less complaints about this, but yeah, I like Urban Justice more. I think just because Urban Justice was just, I don't know, Urban Justice just Seagal kicked everyone's ass in the hood. For some reason, simplicity makes me smirk more. I don't know why. But yeah, still, I liked this one. So that's two bat-to-bat that I liked. Urban Justice and Pistol Whipped. But sadly, I know that's not going to continue because the next one is Kill Switch, which my old rant of that movie is still up on this channel from like 5, 6, 7 years ago. And then after that is Against the Dark. So we'll be back in the shitter again. But you know what? It's a sigh of relief to finally see one that's halfway fucking decent. And two in a row, Urban Justice in this one. But considering he's made fucking over 15 fucking direct-to-video films, and you get maybe 2, well, Into the Sun, 3 halfway decent films. That's not a good fucking ratio. And I got like 50 more to go. So see you later.